Good early morning from outside the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Station in South Los Angeles. I am coming to you at a moment in which the Sheriff's Department is already declared is gathering an unlawful assembly and is ordering everyone to disperse. There is a helicopter. There's a helicopter circling overhead that's already had a loudspeaker barking out commands that people need to get out of the area or face arrest or use of chemical agents against them. We are, for the person asking, we are in South Los Angeles. We are outside the Los Angeles County Sheriff's substation here in South Los Angeles. You can see the line of deputies with people gathered out here in the parking lot, just blocks away from the site of the fatal shooting that took place earlier today, or technically yesterday. Hi Vanessa and Roz, JD, and everyone, thank you for tuning in. I'll show you a look at the other end of the sheriff's line that they've established outside their station here in South LA. It actually spans the majority of the parking lot here, as it looks like there's at least one organizer of the gathering, maybe multiple organizers, instructing people to leave, or at least to line where most people have been gathered just moments ago right here. A lot of people are moving over to the sidewalk, if not moving on out of here. So the crowd had been gathered basically right in front of me here, close to the line of deputies and the entrance to the station. Now some people remain right here, others are moving over to the sidewalk. I can't tell you whether or not the shooting was justified, but there's certainly many people here, and people in general, who view it as unjustified. Early reports have been suggesting that the man was stopped for some bicycle violation, which people find very questionable, and sounds like some confrontation over to my left, and it sounds like, based on what the sheriff's department is putting out in media reports, that the man dropped some clothing at some point and had a gun on him. There have also been reports that he threw a punch. He punched the deputy, but I really can't corroborate any of that right now. All I can tell you is that many people assembled quickly today, this afternoon, and this evening in the South LA neighborhood where the fatal shooting took place. And then just a short while ago, the crowd moved over to here, right outside the sheriff's station in South LA. helicopter continues to circle overhead. And now it looks like the crowd is starting to make its way back from the sidewalk toward the entrance to the sheriff's station, where the deputies, as you can see, are lined up and essentially in riot gear. And for those of you just tuning in, via some loudspeaker on this helicopter, it seemed, declared this an unlawful assembly and is threatening to use chemical agents to break up the crowd, and saying people face arrest if they do not leave. Right now it looks like about half the crowd is congregated around the sidewalk, and about half the crowd is congregated right in front of the sheriff's station and in front of the deputies' line.
Don't be in a clump, because no good. Spread out!
Yeah, I apologize, but I don't know the pronunciation, but the name is something like Dijon, Kizzee, but I apologize if I'm mispronouncing the name of the man who was shot and killed today.
Stay tight!
Y'all up! Knocking on your door! Take your down! Over! Fuck down! Fuck down! Fuck down! Fuck down! Fuck down! Fuck down! Let me just ask you all these minority police officers. If you can't even hold your own partner accountable, you're doing a disservice to your community. You're letting down people of color who have struggled to come to this fucking country.
It sounds like the pronunciation is Dijon, Kizzee. You can see we have the yellow caution tape. And multiple lines of deputies here outside the station.
Fuck 12! 27 fucking times!
Someone, or it looks like a woman, breached the.
Why are you out here with people who abuse you?
They don't got a body count, but you do.
They don't got no background,
Protect each other.
Let me get this on camera because those black women in front of the police officer, you're about to pull
serve?
some shit.
Who do you protect?
Who do you serve?
They don't serve us.
Who do you serve?
Not your number, you know.
Who do you serve?
Who do you protect?
Who do you serve?
Who do you protect?
Who do you serve?
Who do you protect?
Who do you serve? Who do you serve?
Way back to her.
Who do you serve? Who do you serve?
I just know your color is not out here. Wife beaters, don't disrespect yourself like that. Ever.
Be a
They
feminist.
got you.
Over 20's overkill.
Yeah, step back, homie. Step the fuck back. You might as well step the fuck back.
Over 20's overkill. They're supposed to be trained in conflict resolution. They're supposed to be trained in being police officers.
They're telling them to put their fucking mask on at first.
One guy to come out and
Yeah, they let the black brother come out at the last fucking minute to de-escalate the shit. He ain't gonna change shit. Just cause he black, he think he gonna change it, he need to come over here. He's still a fucking car. But they're gonna roll him out and think that he's gonna change the fucking world cause he's black. Every fucking time this shit happens, they come out with the one black officer they let on the fucking floor. Every fucking time.
Of course.
Who are the black
They rolled them out just like everybody else. It's like they rolled the little girls out, the little ass women cops, and put them in the fucking front.
if you really want change, you need to wake the fuck up. Be loud. It's time for change.
really showing your true colors now.
So give me a beat.
They ain't even got no fucking blue on. Where the blue at? How the fuck the blue like that?
Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Well, she's trying to.
Fuck the police! 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 Fuck the police!
Loving protesters out here.
Fuck the police! 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 It looks like the numbers are holding about what they were. Black lives, they matter here! Black lives, they matter here! Hands up! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Prosecute killer cops.
Prosecute killer cops!
Prosecute killer cops.
Prosecute killer cops! Prosecute killer cops! Prosecute killer cops! Fuck the police! Fuck the police!
Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Now they worried about the police! No peace! Okay, you gotta no peace! No peace!
It's overkill.
It's overkill! 20 is overkill! 20 is overkill! 20 is overkill! 20 is overkill! Fuck the listen to that baby boy, man. No peace! Take it to the streets and fuck the police! No peace! Take it to the streets and fuck the police! No peace! No peace! No peace! Dijon Kizzee! Dijon Kizzee! Dijon Kizzee! Dijon Kizzee! Dijon Kizzee! Dijon Kizzee!
Scream his name.
Dijon Kizzee! Dijon Kizzee! Dijon Kizzee! Dijon Kizzee! Dijon Kizzee! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now!
If we don't get it,
Shut it down! 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 Fuck the police! 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 Shut it down! 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 Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Justice! Now! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! These racist cops have got to go!
Give me that B.
B, I got you, B, I got you, B.
Give me that L. Give me that M. And what does that mean? And what does that mean? Give me that B.
B, I got you, B, I got you, B.
Yo, give me that L. Yo, give me that M. What does that mean?
Black Lives Matter!
Give me that B.
I got your B, I got your B! Hell, I got your L, I got your L! Hell, I got your M, I got your M, I got your M! Black Lives Matter! Black Lives Matter!
Give me that B.
B, I got your B, I got your B!
Give me that L.
Hell, I got your L, I got your L! police! Fuck the police!
We've got about half the crowd up front, right by the line of deputies, and about half the crowd back toward the parking lot and the sidewalk and the streets.
Fuck the police! 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 Fuck the police!
Você está vídeo pra você, né? Olha que eu queria você, filho da puta!
No peace! And if we don't get it, fuck the police! Fuck the police! Don't fucking fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police!
You a bitch and a half without that badge. You a bitch and a half. Even with that badge, you a bitch and a half. Without that badge, you a bitch and a half.
Deputy getting his flashlight out now.
You a bitch and a half. Without that badge, you a bitch and a half. Without that badge, you a bitch and a half. Without that badge, you a bitch and a half. Even with that badge, you a bitch and a half. Without that badge.
I have a question on the notice when they take off their badge for the safety partners. Ask yourself that. How can he tell you about another badge? How can he tell you about why don't you try closing your eyes, you fucker? Oh, maybe from your tattoo. Maybe from your gang release tattoo. Hey, fuck down! Fuck down! Fuck down! Fuck down! Fuck it ain't funny when you fuck with our money. It ain't funny when you fuck with our money. It ain't funny when you fuck with our money. It ain't funny when you fuck with our money. We tell you it's time to respect people like me. It's time to respect people like me. People like me. Fuck 12, fuck 12, fuck 12. Fuck 12, fuck 12, fuck 12.
Hear me, man.
Who do you serve? Who do you serve? Who do you serve? shot guys riding a bicycle for a code infraction. A code infraction. He died. He died. What if it was one of these officers' brothers, sons, daughters, mothers? Do you think they would care? Because they don't care when it's our mothers, daughters, brothers, sisters, sons, husbands, cousins. They don't give a fuck. I need you guys to wake up, guys. I know it's late. So fuck 12, fuck 12, fuck 12. Fuck 12, fuck 12, fuck 12. That's something to be proud about. 300 fucking sheriffs. Executioners in Compton.
You have a shield, you should move to the front.
How you feel now?
Yeah, that's a fucking shield, bro.
How you feel now? Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police! Fuck the police!
Focusing on that light. Look how he's just focusing on that light.
Fuck the police! To kill people who look like me. Stop beating your wife.
bet you're one of them. You look like one too.
Light continues to flash on this deputy right here.
Alright, listen, man, we got people. We gotta move.
Looks like much of the crowd is now making its way away from the front line. Instigator right here. Instigator right there.
Everyone's gonna go home in a little bit. No one's getting hurt.
We can't hear that fucking helicopter thing.
No one's getting hurt.
The front line of protesters inches its way back away from the deputies. This woman right here is an instigator. Taking photos of me. It's caused problems in the past. So now the crowd is by and large making its way away from the front line and toward the sidewalk and the street, but not everyone. So a small portion of the crowd remains right up close beside or in front of the deputies, but most everyone is now retreated to the sidewalk or the street here outside the South LA Sheriff's Station. And for the first time in a while, this deputy right here no longer has flashlight or multiple flashlights being shined in his eyes. Caution tape being reassembled on the tree here. From this angle, it's hard to tell whether protesters are beginning to leave or whether they're just congregating out on the street or on the sidewalk beside the street, a little further away from the sheriff's station. But it looks like some are marching away from the station now. But other demonstrators remain here, including some right along the front line. Someone's screaming out, "Everybody is leaving." And at least at this point, not everybody is leaving, but definitely some people are making their way away from the sheriff's station. But not everyone. It's like a man approaching with a shield and screaming out "puta," I believe, cursing in Spanish, I think. This man also talking in Spanish. Now it looks like just about everyone has cleared on out of here. Are there? Oh, there's a deputy on the roof right there. Poor lighting, kind of hard to point him out. I guess multiple deputies on the roof.
You think you're safe because you're pressed? But you're not. They won't shoot you.
Man was saying, I know you think you're safe because you're pressed, but they'll shoot you. And I said, all right, that's the risk I'll take. So now just about everyone has cleared out of at least the parking lot area of the sheriff's station here in South Los Angeles, although not quite everyone. A good chunk of the crowd remains out on the sidewalk by the street here, but some it looks like have hopped into vehicles and left. Meanwhile, the line of deputies is not breaking up, although there's some movement in the line. Hey man, that's alien alphabet, right?
You're fucking undercover tonight, bro. I heard they turned on you yesterday, bro. You want to talk about that?
I was gonna lift up my helmet.
I heard that shit, dude.
Were you there last night?
Yeah, when they started chanting "fuck God,"
Were you there at the end or during
at the very end.
Do you
I
have
was
that?
there at Melrose.
Do you have that on tape?
Maybe.
because I'd
In
really
the
like
background.
to get a
I'll,
video of that.
you have Instagram or something?
Yeah, at Nomad Journalist.
I'll go through your channel and I'll figure out your thing. I'll get it to you for that.
Thanks a lot. You want to plug your stream?
Alien Alphabet on YouTube. That's it.
Alien Alphabet is out in LA and beyond all the time with his streams. And at this point it looks like it's just Alien Alphabet and I who remain here in the parking lot. I mean, other than the sheriff deputies, although there are a couple cars, it looks like they're about to leave. Yeah, Vanessa, if you could. If you could put Alien Alphabet's channel in the chat, that would be great. Some protesters remain here lined up on the side, a couple dozen or so. But it looks like most have now left. The helicopter is still circling overhead. And oh, Tim says they're marching. I guess I didn't pick up on that. Tim, are there live feeds of the march? Maybe they're marching back to the site of the shooting, I'm not sure. Okay, Tim, I know whose channel that is. But I'm gonna stay here for the time being outside the South LA Sheriff's Station. About 45 minutes ago, because it was right around the start of this broadcast. Actually, I think right before the start of this broadcast. I believe there was a loudspeaker on this helicopter that was announcing that there's an unlawful assembly declared and that everyone needed to disperse or face arrest or face the use of chemical agents. And after that announcement was made, about half of the crowd or more, as someone's putting some info in the chat about San Luis Obispo, I might get to that later. When the announcement about the unlawful assembly was made, about half of the crowd or more moved from right out in front of the line of deputies to out over here. But then some minutes after that, they pretty much all moved back to the front of the line, and the standoff ensued, and the sheriff's department refrained from making arrests or deploying tear gas or some other kind of chemical agent that they may have been threatening to use. I think the crowd had been gathered out here for about a half hour before I started this live stream. I had been out here for maybe 15 minutes or so before I started the stream. Actually, the crowd might have been gathered out here a little longer after leaving the residential neighborhood not too far away from here where the fatal shooting took place. At this point, it looks like there's really no action left here at the sheriff's department. There's just a small crowd out here by the street, and it looks like everyone else has left the parking lot. I'm gonna walk and there was a large chunk of this stream when I was not monitoring chat, holding the phone up as deputies were getting the flashlight treatment, and there was a standoff with protesters. Oh, it says ACAB. I noticed this on, oh, there are multiple signs here where it says ACAB. You can see it says South Los Angeles Sheriff Station. And on top of that, ACAB exclamation mark. Likewise, on this sign, also it's been tagged ACAB, and there's another sign down this way that I haven't shown you, but I've seen myself, that's also tagged ACAB. And no, I don't think the people tagging it intend to convey the message that all cops are brave. All right, back to looking at the chat. So Tim's saying about 50 to 100 marching. We're actually not in, I believe we're outside the city limits of Los Angeles. In unincorporated LA County. And I believe that's why it's sheriff's territory as opposed to LAPD. Someone's asking, have I been noticed tonight? I would say most likely yes. Yeah, is Annabelle saying they're marching along Imperial Highway? Right now I'm walking along Imperial Highway, but in the other direction. Magic Monkey, there's the hat for you. I don't have a whole lot of update for you on the Dijon Kizzee fatal shooting beyond what I was talking about earlier. Obviously, there are many people here in Los Angeles that are outraged by the shooting. I believe the sheriff's department has put out that Kizzee was carrying a firearm. I know protesters are saying that he wasn't pointing the gun or even holding the gun, and they've been saying something along the lines of it was in clothing of his that he was forced to drop upon orders of the deputies. But I really don't have anything definitive on that matter. So we'll just have to monitor the Dijon Kizzee for updates. But as you can see, there are many people in LA who are outraged. They came out to the scene of the shooting in a residential neighborhood very close to here. I was out there briefly before they departed. I didn't stream out there. And I believe the family asked for people to head to the sheriff's station so they can have more privacy, and people headed on over here. And there was a standoff with deputies for about an hour, and I filmed a large part of that, and you saw some of it up close, including the flashlights being shined directly in the eye of one of the deputies. And I'm just gonna call it a night from here and wrap up this broadcast and potentially do some reporting coming up this week in San Luis Obispo, because as it was mentioned in the chat, the Tiana Arata case will be appearing in court, or Tiana Arata should be appearing, making her court appearance this week in San Luis Obispo, and there's supposed to be a lot of people showing up, potentially even getting bussed in again from LA for that. So that's something you can stay tuned to on this channel. And I'll monitor the situation in LA with the Dijon Kizzee case, as well as other stuff going on in Los Angeles. But for now, from South LA, formerly known as South Central, good night. Thank you for tuning into this broadcast, and I'll see you sometime soon, and potentially be releasing some quality footage that I have either in past streams or totally unpublished material that I'd like to get out. So maybe I'll be doing some more of that in the coming days and weeks as well. Thank you again to everyone who tuned in and participated in this broadcast, this very late night broadcast, especially if you're not on the West Coast. I really appreciate that. And have a good night, and see you live and on the ground sometime soon in the coming days, most likely. All right, goodbye from South LA.